Says, quote, heavy-duty truck orders continue to be negatively affected by market uncertainty about freight rates and demand, possible regulatory changes, and the impact of tariffs. This all comes as a new CNBC survey found 55% of adults nationwide say they disapprove of the president's handling of the economy, while 43% say they approve.
Let's bring in NBC News business and data correspondent Brian Chung. Brian, what else did that survey reveal about sort of specific items, tariffs, cost of living, that sort of thing?
Yeah, it asked about a number of specific facets of the economy, but I want to point out, if we zoom out, this is a pretty remarkable survey finding when you consider how President Trump largely won and convinced a lot of the populace on his platform on the economy. So when you see some of these poll numbers, well, you see there could be a large amount of people that voted for him that might disapprove of the way he's addressing these things. 57% of people saying that they disapprove of how he's handling tariffs, 60% saying they're disappointed with how he's handling inflation. And over the broad kind of outlook of the economy, you have 37% saying, okay, well, things could get better from here, but 49%, almost exactly half, say they expect the economy to get worse. And this is pretty significant when you consider polling on the economy is important and could be a leading indicator, because if people feel worse about the economy, what do? They hold back spending, they increase their savings. That could lead to an economic slowdown, which we've been worried about as one side effect of this tariff, perhaps even recession later on down the line.
And at the center of a lot of this is China. President Trump, for his part, saying negotiations in China could be done the next 3 or 4 weeks when it comes to tariffs. I know you spoke with a Chinese official about this, and also TikTok. What did they say?
Yeah, well, yesterday I had the chance to speak with the general counsel of the consulate here in the United States, in specifically New York for China. And he was telling me that basically the dialogue, it seems like there's a suggestion there might not be that much conversation happening right now. Take a listen to what Ma Xiaoxiao told me yesterday.
If the U.S. wants to talk, so the door of the Chinese side remains open, but dialogue must be conducted on respect. Pressure, threats, and coercion are not the right way to deal with China.
Again, that's the Chinese Deputy Consul General Ma Xiaoxiao. And I think that when we heard the top of that bite where he says if the U.S. wants to talk, that suggests those conversations, even perhaps at a staff level, is not happening between the United States and China, which doesn't really square with the president saying that he's optimistic there could be something in the next 3 to 4 weeks. Because if the conversation hasn't even started yet, then that seems like a pretty fast timeline, but we'll have to see.
And briefly, TikTok, any news there?
Yeah, on the TikTok side, I asked, well, is there any part of negotiations on the tariffs that are linked to TikTok? Kind of declined to say, at least the Chinese Deputy Consul General there, but he did say that any deal that would be done with TikTok with regards to perhaps American investors buying it, it would need to be approved by the Chinese government. He was very adamant on that.
All right, Brian Chung for us, thank you. Severe storms could impact the holiday weekend for tens of millions of people.